Thank you, Paul. Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks, Paul, for inviting me to be part of this great event. And I'd like to wish everybody who's listening from all the four corners of the world, have a wonderful International Day of Happiness. So greetings from a very, very wet Sydney, Australia. My name, as Paul said, is Chris Flynn. I'm the President and CEO of the World Tourism Association for Culture and Heritage, or WTAC. And my presentation today, surprise, surprise, is going to be on tourism, culture, and happiness. Now, I believe I only have about 5 minutes, and I know we're running a little bit late. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump straight into this. Tourism has long been seen as a way to help destinations drive sustainable economic growth. We know that. But the historical perception has always been of a benign industry that generates value for intangible or soft assets, such as culture and heritage. These assets have traditionally been used as a way to attract visitors, a unique way that separates destinations from each other. So they're a resource to drive growth and to drive profit, to build businesses and create jobs. So culture and heritage was really the platform that fueled the modern era of tourism promotion. And when we actually look back at some of these ancient posters that we've seen, the pyramids, the beautiful floating city of Venice, and just about everywhere around the world, what you actually find and what you actually see is what they're promoting is what's unique to that particular culture, to that particular environment, to that particular destination. And it's the same today. So as tourism grew, so did the opportunity to expand the visitor experience. So the thought process behind that is more experiences equals more visitors. More visitors equals more revenue. More revenue builds a healthier economy. And a healthy economy improves lives and livelihoods. Or does it? But visitors also consume precious and often fragile resources. They generate costs in waste, infrastructure damage, and of course they disrupt the social fabric and cultural fabric of a destination. So as tourism grew, it became the victim of its own success. In 2019, we produced 1.5 billion international tourist arrivals. Now let me give you some mental arithmetic just to give you an indication of what that means. If I was to take 1 million seconds away from today, I would end up with about 12 days. If I take 1 billion seconds away from today, I end up with 33 years. So when we start talking about 1.5 billion and 4 million tourist arrivals a day, what does it look like? It looks like this. Not exactly in the floating city now, is it, Venice? Not really what you see on the postcards. Or here in Barcelona, tourists go home. Tourists are welcome, locals are not. They can't afford to live there. There's less than 50,000 Venetians now living in Venice because tourism has driven them out. When we look at the Taj Mahal, record crowds, as you can see. Yet the suburbs that surround it are some of the worst in India because nothing goes back to the community. And what about Rapa Nui, Easter Island? They have a population of about 6,000 people. In 2019, they generated just over 100,000 visitors. Now, wherever you are today, just think, could your country cope with 15 times the population in tourists? I doubt it. This is why we get this kind of desecration. And of course, that fuels unhappiness in a destination. And wherever we look in the world, our towns, our villages, it seems to be the same story. And it doesn't matter where you live. If your house happens to be where someone can get the perfect shot for their Instagram account, hey, who's going to climb the fence? They all are. So the problem was, or is, that the equation that's been used in the past is profit over people and place, when what we should be looking for is prosperity. And when we look at a different equation and we invest in people and place, we build prosperity. And the sheer nature of prosperity is about sharing. It's about community. It's about giving back. And when that happens, magic happens. And we start to see a lift, a different feel. We start to see and build pride in our communities. We start to celebrate who we are as people and share that experience with our visitors because we want them to celebrate with us. Now, you might think from the images I've just shown you that we're talking here mostly about community tourism, small little pockets, but that's not the case. I'm speaking to you from Sydney, Australia, and every year we have our own festival that's designed to build pride. It's called Vivid. And this is where we light up the city in a million different ways. It's absolutely amazing, and I'm lucky enough to live here. Now, this attracts many visitors from overseas, many visitors from interstate, but the vast majority of people who consume this are local people, people like me, who visit this city and see it in a different light and feel proud to be part of this community. And being proud and pride drives happiness. So, in the future, it should be about celebrating our historical past, about respecting our sacred sites and beliefs, treasuring our natural beauty, and preserving our unique cultural ancestry. Why? Because we're protecting their future. Thank you.